It's a pleasure to have everyone on board, and my name is Olamide Popola. I'll be standing in gap for Precious Olawole this evening on this week's session of the weekly TBD. And without further ado, because we are already 5 minutes into our time, kindly permit me to introduce our guest for today's session, who happens to be Mrs. Olufunke Olabode-Ebiware. Okay, so she will be taking us on the topic, the teacher as a leader, global relevance through social impact initiative. And with that, I get to read Mrs. Olufunke's profile. She is a certified special education teacher, early years educator, diction instructor, and safeguarder of child safety. With a strong background in English and currently pursuing an MA in development communication, she leverages her communication skills to train others in these fields. Olufunke empowers fellow educators with expertise in special education, early years learning, and digital tools like Google Doc, phonography, and Canva. She integrates inclusive strategies and Montessori methods into her teaching practice, ensuring each child's unique needs are met. As the initiator of the Girl Child Initiative, Olufunke has transformed the lives of over 5,000 girls across Nigeria through education and mentorship. Her mission is to change the world one person at a time by educating the mind. And she envisions a global network of educators united to inspire and empower learners everywhere. So please join me as we welcome Mrs. Olufunke as she takes us on today's session of Teacher as a Leader, Global Relevance through Social Impact Initiatives. You're most welcome, Mrs. Funke. You have the floor, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Good evening. Yes, we can. Good
Thank
evening.
you, Mr. Kukola. All right. They already did justice to who I am and what I am, so I think we should just go right into it. So let's just go on to the next slide. But before that, I think what was not elaborated enough is the fact that I am an impactor. That's what and who I am. If there's anything in life I want to do, what I know how to do is to impact. And that's why I'm in the education line. I'm not here to make money per se. I need money. They pay me well. But I'm here to impact. That's what I am doing on earth. That's my purpose. That's my calling to impact. As a teacher, as the founder of the NGO, in anything, any field I am doing, I am just an impactor. So let's go on to the next slide. Now, I am told that we have a clique of educators here, and they are people that are wanting to lead the world. And from their corner, they are doing amazing things. So permit me to just share a few and allow you to let you know who I am and what I am. All right. Who is the Social Impact Initiative? These are initiative or projects done to create positive change. When I was going to, English is great, pardon me. Literature is beautiful. It's amazing. Helps you to think very well. But I was looking out for something that would allow me be the social impact that I am. And that was what took me to development communications. Now, this is a field that allows you to use communications to solve world problems. Before that time, I already had an initiative. This was in the year 2017, the Girl Child Initiative. We started this when I was in university. I already knew from a very long time that I'm here and called to change the world. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know what ways to go about it at the time, but I knew what I was supposed to do. So at the time where I was going to pick up a form for my MA, I'd already established years in my impacting. The Girl Child Initiative is my baby. It's an NGO. It's been over for 7 years. It started in the year 2017. Started as just a blog, just a young girl having a dream of wanting to help young girls. It was like a crazy and wild dream when we started up. But today, the crazy wild dream is booming. the crazy wild dream is existing and it's impacting and has been impacting. Like I said, it was established in January 2017 as a blog, just writing. And the first time we went out for an outreach was 7 or 8 months after that. I needed to say that because when we have dreams, because I'm a teacher, or I am an accountant, or I am already doing this, so I'm a student. I cannot do that. It's in your mind. The idea is there, the dream is there, the calling is there, the vision is there. It's there, it's already boiling inside you. But you look at the situations you are in, the state you are in life now, where you are now, you say, no, I can't do it. The moment you start with a goal, God that has put it in you is going to enact it. Is it super clear? Is it just okay? Then let's go ahead. All right. Yes, I was talking about the vision that is already put in each and every one of us. Most people have this vision, they have this idea, they have this dream, but they always make the current and present constraints stop them from achieving what would impact many people years to come. So if at the time I just felt that okay, let me not skip it. Maybe when I finish my university, maybe when I finish this, maybe when I get this money, I will start it. There will have been so many young girls that would have missed their way if we didn't start the Girl Child Initiative. Now, this initiative has impacted over 5,000 girls. I am not exaggerating. The very first time we went out for a rural outreach tour, that's what we call what we do with the Girl Child Initiative. Now, mind you, before Girl Child Initiative, I was already a teacher. Before I finished from the university, I was already teaching. I already knew in my life that I was going to be a teacher. Well, I did not study education in school, not at all. I studied pure English. But I knew what I wanted to be. I don't know, some people may not know what they want to be or what they are going to be, but they're figuring it out. Is the process. Now, when we started off that year, January, by September of that year, we spoke to over 1,005 young girls, gave them parts, gave them books, and changed their mindset. It was the first time I knew that when God sends you out, He sends you everything you need to do it. Human beings will just make excuses. Oh no, I cannot. I can't remember my age at the time, but I was very young. But I had God's support because the people that He raised when I brought out the idea. I mean. Let me not bore you with that. But let's just know that that's what Girl Child Initiative is, or what we are, what we do. We go out to help young girls. Mind you, somewhere along the line, we knew that in a world where we are striving to have a balance for the girl child, we might need to educate the boy child what to do. Eventually, Girl Child Initiative now moved from being just for the girl child to something for children. All right, so far so good. It's been over 7 years of doing what I know how to do best. Aside from teaching, this is what I know how to do: helping a young girl or a young child somewhere, somehow get to smile and be happy and get to think better. For me, the goal is to change a person at a time, the world. We're changing the world, but one person at a time with a mindset: what we do, how we do it, where we do it, why are we doing it. Back again to the story. I said the first time we spoke to girl children, we had over 1,500 girls in attendance, and we had gifts for every single one of them. That day, my mind as a person was blown because I never thought it was possible. How can I? How can these things be? Somewhere in the Bible in Luke says, how can these things be? I think when they told, pardon me, I don't know if we're all believers here, but when they told Mary, when the angel delivered the message to Mary and said, how can this thing be? The angel told her that you're going to conceive. The Holy Spirit is going to come upon you. You're going to conceive. She asked again, how can they be? He explained again that the Holy Spirit is going to come upon you. It's going to overshadow you. You're going to be here. And she said, okay, I'm God's servant. I don't understand how it's going to happen. No. I don't know how it's going to happen. No. But I am God's servant. I am sent to do it. So even if I don't understand how far I can do it, what I can do, I am here to do it. So after that outreach that year, we had several outreach year in, year out. We have gone to a vocational center or rehabilitation center because at the point we just felt like, okay, we're just talking to these girls, we're giving them gifts. We want somewhere where we tell them and we see it. Like we do this like it's a mentorship program that after a while we come back and see that what we have done has germinated. I tell you, it's a lot of work. But saying it now, it sounds like very easy work, but it's because God has enabled us and has sent us help when we needed it. Please let's go to the next slide. Okay, so why should a teacher think beyond teaching? I don't know for you as a teacher. I don't know why you are in the teaching profession. If you are here because you need money, I don't know if anybody's in teaching profession because of money. They are in the wrong profession because teaching has never paid. Please, can you unmute your mic? Let's interact in this particular part. How many of you are earning as you would want from the teaching field?
No one, no. Mrs. Olufunke, no one. Okay, let me speak for myself.
Okay, okay. So Comfort answered. She said, "No, her." Okay,
Yes. To be honest. I'm
because
going to be
I
very,
don't think
very.
I have met a teacher that is in this field to make plenty money, and they have made the plenty money. Maybe from my experience is short sighted, but I don't think teachers are one of, grossly speaking, in the whole world, they are one of the lowest paid profession. So why should you be a teacher that does everything they can beyond teaching in the classroom? Because even if this is your calling, even if this is what you want to do, you are meant to do as many things as possible that you need or you want. It's for you to discover what it is that you want to do. Some people have the calling to sing, some people have the calling to, there's just so many amazing things that you cannot restrict yourself to just the field of teaching. And even if it's still teaching, there's so many things you can do with the teaching beyond the classroom. The 21st century teacher is an educator that is educating mindset beyond the classroom. Maria Montessori, in her book Absolute Mind, said, education is a thing of the mind. That is, if education is not influencing the mind, then that education is not being done. That's why we can have a number of educated illiterates. Like they went to school, but school did not go through them because their minds had not been educated. Meanwhile, there are people that are not literally educated, but are mindful. Their minds are educated. The 21st century teacher should be someone that looks beyond where they are with the classroom that they are teaching to be able to use their skills, their person to push beyond. Why should you be a teacher beyond just teaching? Why should you look at social impact? Why should you look at doing other things? Because education is not limited to the classroom. A teacher's influence extends to shaping the community and society. Honestly, I know even from the way I walk that I'm a role model to my learners. Now I teach the most basic level in education. I've been in that field for over 9 years. Early years. I teach early years. And even the way I talk, my learners want to talk like me. They want to look like me. I've had to teach learners in the secondary. I've taught learners in primary. I've taught learners in senior secondary, junior secondary, senior secondary. And I have known that beyond just being a teacher in the classroom, I'm someone that my learners look forward to. The way I dress speaks to them. Oh, Miss Okay, I love the color. Why you want this red color? Because I feel good today. They can tell. When I don't feel good in the class, they can tell. It's not because my teaching goes down. No, it's the color or it's the hairstyle. So as the teacher, you are impacted beyond that classroom. You have influence. I don't know. Most teachers don't feel like that. I wonder why. Maybe because of the pay. That's why I asked again. Why you should find out why you are in that field. Maybe most people, if you were in this field for making money, you're in the wrong field. Because I tell you, yes, there's money in here, but it is not that kind of money you're looking at to change your life or your world with. It is not rich kind of money. So if you are in the teaching profession for that, you might have to, switch fields. Role models. Yes, like I already said, we are who we are beyond the classroom, beyond what you teach, beyond teaching figures of speech, beyond teaching parts of speech. You as a person, how do you carry yourself in front of the learners? What do you do? What do you do outside Some people will say, and my personal life does not affect my job. I agree, I do agree, but your personal life influences your learner, except you don't know what you're doing. Your personal life influences these children directly or indirectly. There's this thing they used to say about passive smokers dying faster than the active smokers. Why? Because they take in directly the residual of the active smokers. I don't know if you understand. I don't know if you are with me. Please, can I get a response? Somebody please say something. Okay, so let's continue from where we stop. Now, global relevance as a social impact initiative or initiator, you are able to address societal issues beyond your classroom. So last week we had an issue in my school. A particular teacher had a topic to teach in Nigerian language. The topic was behaviors, and you were supposed to, or they were supposed to look at good and bad behaviors. But this teacher, I don't know why, I cannot understand how, but this teacher is teaching gayism and prostitution. Like, he's teaching learners, or he has a whole pact. It's not like it's a dimension from behavior. No, 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 no. His focus was gayism and prostitution because of his own mind. For him, he is a social impactor to change children from being gay or from looking at prostitution, which is hookup. But look at the level that he's introducing it to. There was somewhere I heard that if you don't have the knowledge of evil, you don't know what evil is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you do not have knowledge of evil, you have no idea what it is. These children are year two, that's primary two, grade two, whatever you call it in your school. Now he teaches them elaborately what gayism is and what prostitution is. The damage that knowledge has caused is not now, it's in years to come. That's why a teacher should be looking forward or outside their classroom, how to impact beyond what they are doing now. I'm not saying all of us are called to open NGOs, please do not get me wrong. But I do know that all of us have a mission. And one way or the other, our mission is to solve a social challenge. Please, let's get to the next slide. Okay, so what is the inspiration for me in opening or having or founding the Girl Child Initiative, or my personal experiences, right? So I grew up with a very strong woman, my mom, from somewhere you would tag a dysfunctional home. And my mom taught me to be independent from a very young age. The struggles of my mother were the things that inspired me to want to do better. Her struggles directly influenced or affected me because I was a first fruit. I was a girl child, and then I was the only girl child. So I had challenges that normally would not come my way if I wasn't a girl child. I don't know if you understand. It's deeper than it sounds. So for me, having to make sure that girl children don't experience that, because I fought so hard not to be what my father expected me to be. Like, I fought terribly hard to be different. And I had my mom to thank for it, but I also had me to thank for it because I knew that no, I was not going to be this. Now, personal motivation, like I just said, inspired by my own challenges as a young girl. And also my driving force is the strong desire to to change the world a person at a time. For you, you have to find out what it is you want to do. Oh, what I want to do as a social impactor, what I want to address is I want to use my page every day, Facebook, send a post on cyberbullying. That's an example. Cyberbullying is what is trending right now. So people go behind the keyboards, the quads, to bully people they don't know, things they cannot say physically. They would say it on the keyboard because you feel that you're invisible. Oh, for me, what I want to challenge or what I want to change, my social impact will be, the boy child being useful, because a lot of young men now are so relaxed, they don't want to. So I don't know what it is for you. Basically, let your story be the reason why someone else is not going to be a victim for that. Basically, that's just it. Please, the next slide. Now, balancing teaching and being a social impact initiator is it's it's a lot of work, because I do have some challenges personally outside the dreams I have, the vision, the NGO, and the classroom. So balancing it is ethic, but I have to learn effective time management, because if I don't, one will suffer. So while I make sure that the NGO is running, yes, the NGO runs like 247. They could be calling me in the middle and telling me that somebody needs to be rescued, and we're calling a lawyer to make sure that that person is sorted out. Or there is an event tomorrow and somebody somewhere has refused to do their job that was assigned to them. So balancing it is not an easy task, but I tell you it is possible. Because somebody will say, okay, I have to go to school, work during the day, I'll go to lesson in the evening. What time do I have to do this? Oh my God. Like I said, there's always time to do the things that are important. You make time for them. If you don't do them, there's never a perfect time. If you don't do them now, you never get to have a perfect time to do them. What was the name of this girl? Nightingale. Yeah. She said there is never a perfect time to get to be happy. The lady that died of cancer, she went for America's Got Talent. Yes. Was it America or British? British Got Talent. She sang the song where she said there's never a perfect time to be happy. You have to be happy now. There's never a perfect time to do anything. You have to do it now. It's a struggle, but you have to try. What helps me is to have a journal. I have a journal. I have Google Notepad on my phone. My to-do task is always staring at me. When it's not giving me anxiety, I write them down on my journal, and I try to meet up. And when I cannot meet up, I light significant ones. I mean, I give myself deadlines for significant one. Oh, there's a deadline for this one. This one has to go out before. Right now, there are three different things pending for my NGO, but at my pace. So we have a program coming up in December. I had reached out to a number of people, but there's still tons of people that I had not been able to reach out to. I had the messages down where we had delegated tasks to people. They had submitted. I have entries, but I am the one overwhelmed with a lot of things. I have to take things easy for myself. So you have to be able to say, okay, at this point, this must go out. At this point, at this point, what is important right now is making sure that my children's report card are ready. Every other thing has to wait for this. And sometimes it means sacrificing your sleep and sacrificing comfort too. Also, integration. Yes, I try so much to make sure that my outreaches fall in on my holidays. I really try not to make sure that my classroom suffers because I have a foundation. In fact, today was a very hectic day in school. I was the anchor or the MC of the mental math competition. It was hectic. After that, we did normal classroom work. We had to do video coverage of their show and tell. We did the normal learning. We did the changing and the after school. And then I'm here right now. So it's tasky, but it's doable. After this, I have a meeting by 8 p.m. So it's tasky, but it's doable. Depends on what you're passionate about, depends on your drive. Also, support system. Like I said, I have team members that work with me year in, year out. I have some that are very consistent, I have some that are inconsistent, but I do not mind, because as a leader, I know what it is that can work part time. So if you can't do it now, it's no problem. The life's not going to end. What's not going to end because you could not deliver. But just communicate. But I never have to work alone. Even at work, my classroom, when it's only you, it's overwhelming. You have to have support system, people that want to do this with you, that want to do this particular dream with you. You look for them, your tribe. They're called your tribe members. We all are a part of a tribe. Different tribes makes the universe. You have to find your tribe. I don't know how you're going to do, but you have to find your tribe. Next slide. Can I have the next slide, please? Challenges of combining teaching with social impact. It's time consuming, time constraints. Yes. There are conferences that I have to miss out on because I cannot leave my children. Because it falls into a time where I cannot be off school. I have a personal health challenge, but I look at my learners first before I look at that's me. That's me. Some people cannot do that, but that's me. So having an NGO and having this, what I do most times is to delegate. If a conference falls out into when I'm supposed to be in school, I send someone there. Okay, please, so and so, so, so is happening. We need to collaborate so and so team to make this set of girls or children get this, get that, get that. Send them this gifts, or please appear at so and so place on my behalf. I have a team, so the teams will be having to be absent in some places. But then again, collaborating allows me to be able to do all of them together. Then resource limitation. I tell you, it is tasky having an NGO. An NGO is non-governmental organization. It's also non-profit. I'm not selling anything. I'm not selling biscuits. I'm not selling sweets. I am here to change the world. I get this money from my salary. I get this money from donations. I get this money from businesses that I do myself. Right? So there are limitations to that. There's some children I cannot help. You call me now and tell me that somebody gave birth to a child and the person is maltreating her. There's no law in Nigeria guiding this young girl. There's what I can do. If I want to help her, I means I will have to pay for her house rent, get her a job, pay for her feeding for the next 6 months, get her things for that child. I cannot. What I do in such situations is to refer them to mentors above me. Okay, I have this case. I cannot deal. I cannot help. Please, can you? If they cannot help, they pass it because I have a tribe of young ladies, of women, older women that want to do it, of men too, please, because I am supported. I have a tribe that supports the dream. Emotional and physical strain. Oh dear, it's emotionally draining. Having to lead people, that would be another talk for another day. But I read somewhere it said if every time your anger trigger gets to be done in your brain and you ignore it, you get to be a more calmer person. It's doable, but it's tasky. Drawing motivation and staying inspired. I will not lie to you, I am human. There are days I am not motivated to be in the classroom, to be on the street helping a young girl. There are days I am not motivated. But what pushes me is my own experience, my story, the hardship I went through, the difficulty I went through. I don't want to see another young girl, young child be in that kind of situation. So, yes, I push myself. On days where I am not motivated, I push myself. My motivation comes from witnessing the direct impact of this initiative on the lives of the people we've helped. My motivation comes from my team, my tribe, my support system. My motivation comes from things like this, volunteering to help other people to get better. When I look at the things I have done in my life, I know that it's not for me. The experiences, the story, the journey, the tasks, the challenges, it's not for me. It has never been for me. It's so that somebody else can learn from it. That's how I see life. Because my life mirrors the world that some other person is in. So I don't know what it is you are in as a teacher or what you want to do as a social impact. But I tell you, there'll be days where you do not have the motivation to, but you have to draw from within an inspiration. Why am I doing this? That's the most important question. If the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. That is Pastor Bishop David Oyedepo. That's what he said in his book. You have to know why. If you don't know why, then you will not have a reason to continue. All right. So that brings us to the end of this session. I've been talking for so long. I would like to hear a human being's voice. I'm a teacher, please. We go together. So please, that's it from my end. Thank you for having me on the show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Permission to step down, please. I'm here. I'm here if you need to ask questions and all of that.
Thank you so much for that insightful session, and honestly, yours, we can't have it better than how you've been able to handle the session in terms of taking us up on the topic of the teacher as a leader, global relevance through social impact initiatives. And so, before I get to ask my question, I would like to ask if anyone has maybe question or contribution, please. Anyone? Does anyone have a question or contribution? You can leave as a message in the chat box, or possibly unmute yourself to ask. Okay. So while we are working on that, let me quickly ask this, Miss Olufunke. In terms of keeping up with motivation, because personally I know that running an NGO or a social impact initiative as such, which is not profit driven, can be quite, should I say, discouraging, considering the economic situation and all that. So how do you keep on drawing motivation, even when it seems as if you're outsourcing for fund and fund is not forthcoming? How do you still keep up with the motivation?
See, when God sends you on an assignment, He funds it. You don't get to fund it, God gets to fund it. So, in the last 7 years, it was only 1 year that we didn't do a program. And that 1 year, I hibernated. We did an online program. I think that was during COVID. We did an online program. We didn't do a physical program. Every year, God sends help. Every year. See, if I panic as a human being, I say, there's no money, let's postpone it. We will postpone it, and the money will come. It's not about bragging or anything. The money will come. And if it doesn't come to the particular amount, whatever comes, we make do of it. That's why we have human resource. See, there was a program we did, vocational rehab, Kuchiko. We needed food, we needed photographer, we needed tons of things, and we couldn't get the money to get those things. So we just called each other like, hello, Alpha, do you have like, or can you afford like 5 packs of Fanta and do you know someone that can get it for us? Yeah, sure, I have. God enough, excuse me. Alpha, we need sachet parts. We need like 55 to 100 pieces. Do you have someone that can help us at discounted rate, or that can even donate half of it to pay half? Yeah, sure, I have somebody. Human being is our greatest resource in the Get Child Initiative. See, if I didn't have the people I had, God always allowed that they listened. It's not easy. I will call people, I will go to their DMs, I will explain. God always makes sure. And there have been times where I don't even know them. They send help. I've had someone send me dollars for the Girl Child Initiative, and I don't know who the person is. I thought the person had sent it. I was like, I even thought it was a scam because I didn't receive it. It was through Google Pay, maybe Apple Pay or something. I didn't even answer the mail. I just let it be that whatever this is, that's their business. Then the person reached out to me on Facebook and said, "Hi, I sent so amount into Girl Child's Kinikon Pay." I'm like, "Oh, that was you? Was that you? So sorry, I didn't know that. But we cannot receive through that channel. We can receive through this channel." And so he sends it through the right channel. So yes, it is like a lot of it looks impossible from the outside place, but it's possible. God funds his project, it's not me. The last project we did, we needed about 400k. We wrote 310 outside. We need about 400k. We spent over 500,000 naira. And that was even a time where we were on holiday. But God funds it. I use my personal money because it cannot be only donations, but God funds it. At the time when they even send that money, I was in the hospital receiving oxygen. I needed that money, but God funded his own vision, funded my life. I didn't have to struggle. So God funds his vision.
Wow. Wow. Well, I noticed a pattern of consistency in your presentation so far, and that's the concept of you including God factor in virtually everything, and the fact that you're into a kind of humanitarian service. Does that mean we cannot really detach committing most of these things into the hands of God, right?
Yes, yes. God made the whole world. I don't know who you believe in, but God is the center of the universe. God is God. God, like I cannot say 10 things and not mention God. I don't understand. Who wants to live life without God? Are there people doing that? If you believe in the gods, if you believe in, you have to believe in something. How are you doing it?
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Funke. And if I may ask, are you with me, please?
I am with you.
Okay. So, yeah, with God factor and all that, is there still a way whereby, like, do you still have any strategy that you feel like, okay, when human speaking now, that you get to apply once in a while?
So you said, for example, now program is coming up, and we need number of goods. There are companies that are willing to do collaborations with you. You just need to sell your market. And if two, three does not answer, you go to 10. If 10 don't answer, you go to 20. If 20 don't answer, you go to 30. You send them the damn message. Do not be scared that, oh, I'm not registered. Oh, who am I in this world? No, you're doing a good thing as a social impact. So there are people that want to do good with you. You just need to find them. So, for example, now this coming program, now we need like rice, and we have like three major dealers in rice in Nigeria. We send them messages, send them mails, we send them evidences and transcripts of what we've been doing. I know some other company too, another NGO. It's collaboration. You send it to them. You reach out to people that are already doing these things in that field. You cannot stand on your own. Even when I started at the beginning, I didn't stand on my own. Excuse me, the first time I had the program, I climbed the wings of people that had gone before me. Collaboration, mentorship, and communication. Oh, I'm stuck here. I cannot do this. Those are the things that worked for me. So I reach out. I reach out to firms. I reach out to persons. Like,
So I love the fact that you've been able to provide hands-on, practical solutions to it. First, you mentioned the divine factor. Now you've been able to impute collaboration, communication, and the need to sell one's vision out there, most especially when it has to do with social impact. So having social initiative, from what you've said, I can see today that it's quite different from an individual goal or an individual assignment, so to say. So there is a need to reach out to people, connect with others who are in the field and all that. Thank you so much. At this point, I don't know, is there anybody who has maybe one or two question or maybe contribution? Madam Olukoto, Mrs. Adenuga, and our Charity Samuel. Anyone? Because we're really pressed against time and would really want to. So it's funny that most of our women have decided not to talk, despite we having someone talk to us about the Girl Child Initiative. Okay, so I still have one more question. It's a personal question from me to you, Madam Funke.
okay.
Yeah, it's anything NGO is not money driven. It's about social impact. But how do you keep up with it? Like forsaking that aspect of how should I put it now? Being a teacher and still trying to aspire for more. Personally aspire for more. Like, oh, one day I would love to drive a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, and at the same time, I would like to make impacts. How do you still juggle that?
So I attended a conference in August. It was called the Clarity Conference. I went there with this question you asked. I said I'm an impactor. I love to do things for free. That's why I am. I pour myself out. I pour myself in completely. But at what point do I draw the line? Or at what point do I start flourishing like I see my peers doing? What did they ask me to do? they say, go back to God that sent you. No man has the key. If they explain their formula to me, we are not walking the same path. It can't work for me. So what I have taught and what I have started doing was to go into more networking conferences. What I have started doing was to start looking at other things that can pay me aside the NGO. My NGO is not paying me actually, not yet. But I'm told that there's some time in the NGO system that it gets to pay you, but not yet. My teaching job is just making sure that I survive. There's no extra. I do other things. I do trainings, like I train people on phonography. Like what I mean by phonography, you can use your phone to do anything a system can do. I train people on that. I do fantastic series. I have a mentor that gives me job for series. I write too. Depends on what you want to write, how you want it to be done. So I do other things that helps me make money, but still it's not yet the flourishing I'm talking about. So when I figure it out, I'll come and tell you. Thank you.
Okay, and that leads me to this because it's a conversation, and your response kind of trigger another question in my mind, which is, what's your message to young and aspiring teachers? Because truth be told, people don't really fancy the teaching profession anymore because they just feel like it's not an avenue to make more money. Like that's quote unquote bastard money. Okay, so what's your message to young aspiring teachers? That's
My message will be, do not sleep or snooze. Don't say because I am teaching the classroom you are not improving. The same teacher that you are year one is the same teacher you are 10 years after. No single improvement. When I went to school, I didn't go to school to be an educator. I studied English, but I have certifications today that can enable me walk into classroom that people that even went to school to do education don't. They can't enter. There was something you read specifically from what I have there. You said special education need. See, I'm not going to brag, but I have certifications, and nobody came and said, Funke, go and do this. Or Funke, I saw this link here. Go and nobody, no fucking body. I did it myself by God's grace. God will just show you what you're supposed to do next, and you do it. And for me, I was always on thing because I have this hunger and thirst in me. And always speak to people. I always speak to people before me. See what is going on. See what I'm. I still have a particular lecturer from my undergraduate days that I spoke to early last year about the fact that I feel stuck. I don't feel like I'm making money from teaching. I don't feel like, and he tells me, Funke, in Yoruba, I don't know if you all speak Yoruba here. He say, "Ma controller." It means that do not go ahead of your time. Then he started comparing his time with my time. I explained that they are not the same thing, Mr. Tosimbo. I said, sir, they are not the same thing. They are not the same thing at all. Say, but then again, at your age, at a clinical, I was not earning what you're earning now. Sir, did I just get me? That just appear in this place I am. Did I not work for it? Did they just give me? Do not snooze as a teacher. The 21st century teacher is a teacher that can use their skills beyond the classroom. People are making money from teaching outside the classroom. They only have boards in their house.
And that leads us to what Mrs. Adenuga is asking in the chat box. She said, can you kindly suggest some of these certifications we can do to improve ourselves as?
Honestly, there are so many, right? So I cannot suggest, like if you go to my LinkedIn page now, you see that I have some white certifications I did from special educations. I also have some for early years safeguarding because of the aspect I want to go in, right? I'm an early years teacher, so I have education in early years. I have passion for special needs. I have certifications in that. I have passion for public speaking. I have certification in that. So I cannot dictate certifications for you. You can check me up. You can Google me up. I'm on Google. You can check me on Facebook. And you can see what I'm talking about. Like I said, when I went for my master's, I did not want to go for English because I knew what I want to do. I want to be a social impact. I needed a certification to support that. I went for development communications. They called me 2 days or 3 days ago. If I'm not mistaken, sometime this last week. My supervisor in my master's called me, said there's an opportunity for me to go out of the country. What was I going for? For a fellowship for creative writing as a teacher. And what do I need? My passport. I don't have a passport. That was the only thing I needed. I don't need any other thing. I'll go for the workshop and I'll be back to the country to go and train. But guess what? I missed out on that. I don't have a passport. So you don't know what is going to come. You have to be building. You cannot stay put. You cannot just be in one place and you're not improving as a teacher. Okay, I'm a teacher. You have PGD in education from 2001 till now. You are the same way. How? Who is going to call you now with the trending issues that we have? Now, children of 5, 6 years are able to pick their gender. I identify as male and they are female. Or I prefer not to say. I teach early years. My early years walked up to me and told me today, she's not in art club. She said she's in French club, but they did not give her the wristwatch they gave them in art club. I said, but you're not in art club. He said, even though I'm not in art club, they should have given me because I wanted it. It's the audacity for me. That's the the education that we have now. The modern child is different from any generation before now. The Gen Alpha, they are really different. So you can't tell me that you're a teacher in the last 5 years. Not one. If you don't know anyone to go to, please join 1 million teachers. I can send you a link to 1 million teachers. They have certifications. I have certifications from British Council Education. Like I said, it is what I want to do. Me, I know what I want to do. Right now, I'm going through trainings for teachers of English language, teachers TEFL, teachers of English language as a foreign language. Yes, I am currently good because I know what I want. We are different. So I cannot prescribe certifications for you. I also have a certification in digital marketing because I also help people manage their online presence. So we are different. I really cannot prescribe or recommend a certification for you. You have to know who you are called to be and how many fields you want to be in.
Guess what, Madam Funke? Despite saying
Yes.
that you don't have the suggestions, you've really been helpful with the way you provided suggestions because you've mentioned things around TEFL and also British Council joining the 1 million teachers. So these are actually suggestions that I believe it's just about putting action to some of our thoughts, and also by the time we have these certifications, promoting ourselves. That's another thing that I believe that you've done because stylishly you mentioned it. That when we check you up on Google, your LinkedIn, and all that. So beyond you just having those certifications and sitting within your comfort zone, you're still able to promote yourself.
You know the funny part? That my LinkedIn gave me money in August. I attended the teachers conference in August, and they asked us to submit our online profile. This is something I already have down. I'm not just doing it. As I am doing e certification, I upload it. I let people know. Well, not because I want you to come and tell me well done. No, it's because I am trying to what's the word? Enlarge my financial capacity. And out of over 100, am I playing? Over 500 participants on Telegram. Over 500 participants. Two persons were going to win $50. $50 at the time was 79,000 naira. I was one of two persons. They don't know me from Adams. I just submitted my LinkedIn profile, my Facebook profile. That's it. These things are already there to speak for themselves, even when I'm not there. So, as a teacher, I hope you are building your presence. I just hope you are doing that.
I believe this is our take home from this session. Thank you so much, Madam Funke. We are really pressed against time, and we really want to appreciate you for your insightful, elaborate, how should I put it now? You've put out yourself to us because at a point I was like, oh, you're like not angry in the negative way, but angry like teachers do more, that kind of vibe. And I was like, this is it. It's like a call to action kind of thing. Because beyond we having a slide that says call to action for teachers, you have actually been able to call teachers to action. And personally, this is part of why we're doing this, why we're having this EL weekly TBD, an avenue whereby young teachers, thought leaders like you, despite being in a classroom, you're still doing something beyond the classroom. We really can't thank you enough, Madam Funke. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hopefully, by the time we're going to have a need to call you again, you would count us worthy. And just to mention, one of our own, Mrs. Ms. Olukotun, said she would love to speak with you privately. So possibly she would reach out and can get to answer some
Okay.
personal questions from.
All right. I hope I can juggle it all. I can juggle it all together, but it's fine, no problem.
A big shout out to everyone who has been able to join us for today's session of the EL Weekly TBD, usually hosted by Precious Olawole, but she's unavailable due to one or two reasons, which she'll be available by next week, God willing. And this particular topic we are treating is actually a series that we started last week, which is the teacher as a leader. So we have different subtopics under them. Last week we treated it from the angle of understanding what teacher being a leader actually means, and here we've taken it a step further by inviting Mrs. Olufunke to tell us how to achieve global relevance through social impact initiatives. She is the founder of the Girl Child Initiative, and by next week we get to meet again. Thank you so much. Bye.
I have to go. Bye.
Yeah.